All right, welcome back. This is Black Lodge Trivia Night's run through Dark Souls. I'm going to do this another time because I just got through all the Hell Week stuff that has been going on. And again, like I said, I find this game relaxing. And I'm not ready to jump on camera with Darklands. There might be stuff going on in the background that I need to take care of. So remember last time we got our first Titanite slab. We went back to the Undead Asylum where we start the game. Took down the second butt slammer. I don't know what they're called. Picked up Artorias' seal, got in here, went through the other area of the Darkwood Gardens, beat the butterfly boss, and now I am trying to... Oh, we came in here as a human. I talked about the Covenant that, attacks you in this area. Hear footsteps, so... Perfect. So now we're just trying to get through this area. Since we're not human anymore, it won't matter. We'll only have to deal with these like ethereal ones that are built into the game. We won't have to deal. I was sort of spot checking the last one, and I mentioned at one point there was like a summoning sign. And the summoning sign apparition looked very much like the guy who invaded us. I wonder if it was the same person. Again, you gotta not drift too far because you're gonna trigger the other guys and they can work together well in groups. I think I've kicked some of these guys off cliffs before, so. So part of what I want to do here with this is I'm pretty close to getting a level. So I'm hoping if I can kill one of these guys. Or if I could, well. Wonder if he's going one-handed or am I able to parry? Because he's got kind of a slow... What do you get, like 5,000? 3,000? Okay. It's stupid. Well, no, let me go get that level, but I don't want to have to deal with him again. So you gotta be careful. There's, mage. It's sort of like your classic D&D party. Mage, thief, cleric, maybe a barbarian of sorts. Wish I was getting the backstabs. I'm still not quite lining them up. All right, 2 down. All right, so the next one is one I often miss until it's already moving. You can sort of... Okay, I think it's another player. You can sort of hug the cliff's edge and miss most of them, I believe. But you have to be careful because you can see there's one there and there's one over here. So this is sort of the barbarian type, I think. I guess it's a pyromancer. Now he's got a... Ooh. I was gonna say, he's got a spider shield. And if you remember, I don't know if this is where you get the spider shield, but if you remember, there was a When we ran down into Blighttown, there were the blow dart guys that hit you with toxic. I want to say the spider shield can help reduce that damage. So I'm just looking. Okay, strength is 25, so I'm still 7 away from using the Black Knight halberd with a shield. So I'd say, do they disappear once you kill them? But I think I see the mage there again. Yeah, and I guess, I mean, if I talk about farming these guys, I guess you'd have to be able to... Nice, got some bleed. Okay, so I'm a little nervous that the heavily armored guy is not on my radar. This guy hits hard. Not sure where he's going, but... There we go. Nice, alright. I didn't think I was going to get that last swing. I thought I depleted my stamina. Alright. Are they one and done? Like, is it just a one-time? So technically speaking, now we could keep going. I think this is the cleric. I thought there was a cleric, a thief. Yep. Oh, crap. So, hoping the thief gives up. Nope. He's going to try and heal. Nope. Shh, dance. All right. Well, that was my own fault. I dragged two of them into a fight. All right, as I almost run off a cliff. That would have been funny, but deeply depressing. So it seems like the mage guy's back. I think I've got 2 levels here waiting for me. Nice, look at that. Terrible at parrying, but I got lucky. Now that I've done it twice, I'm going to get extremely cocky and get wrecked. There we go. I hate to do this, but I'm going to go get those levels. I think it's going to be 2 and change, close to 3, so... let's see. All right, so he's still there. So I'm going to go end around because I don't really care. Got a couple of levels. Probably will have to deal with this guy again. But once we do, we can be on our way. There's probably a chance I could just keep running, but... There we go. Now, there's a thing you can do. There's somebody sometimes here, and I don't quite know how it works. And it's somebody that I know some people like to kill because it gives you a ring that lets you dodge, like, fast roll better.
Is it not so that thou art new? Thou fared well to find me, but cometh thee not for the grave of Sir Artorius? My advice true. Forget this. The legend of Artorius art none but a fabrication. Traversing the dark. 'Tis but a fairy tale. Have thine own respect. Go not yonder knocking for nothing, I say.
Yeah, I don't want to join this covenant. So basically, she's like, hey, I know there's rumors of Artorius, which is where the DLC ends up being, and it takes place in the same area, roughly.
Begone from here, pernicious caitiff.
You know, the cat's saying, hey, why don't you forget all that? And I think it even, if you say yes, you can join this covenant, which lets you become one of the invaders for this area. Now, I have to confess, I don't care for PvP. I get why people like it, because if you're, you know, it's a really good RPG combat system. So if you're into if you're really good at it, the game itself is not going to provide you with much challenge. Ooh, that blew right through my shield. So I get it. You know, it adds to the longevity because it's the only way to get a challenge at some point. This is bad. I don't want to deal with you. There's one of the people here that has a really good bow. And maybe it's good armor too, I don't know, but it's not this person, clearly. I wonder if I can... I'm going to get cocky here. Nope. Kick doesn't seem to do much. I wasn't expecting this guy to be the hardest, to be honest with you. Part of the problem is I'm not kicking. Wow, this guy, huh? All right, so... Oh, I'm out of Estus Flask, too. That's how much it burned. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to sort of take this again, run along the edge, and keep going through the other side. I think I don't care about the souls that much. There's other ways I can get souls if I need to farm. Is the mage still... The mage is still there, but the armored guy seems to be gone. So I'm going to hug the edge. Because I'm terrible at this game, I have run off the edge, probably right there. Let me see what happens if I just keep running. I hear the footsteps right behind me, so that's a little unnerving, but... you're gonna keep this charade up? Alright. I guess we're doing this. There we go. All right. So you want to head over here because there's actually a good armor set in this chest. Again, you make sure the chain's going back. This stone stuff is... it might be similar to the armor those giant statues wear. And it's a good set if you're looking to take on the 4 kings in a toe-to-toe standoff. Because what some people do for their tactic is they just wear the heaviest armor they can, stand there, and beat the 4 kings to death as fast as possible. So these mushroom guys are, like, adorable, but the big ones are extremely deadly. It's kind of looking at you like you coming. But you want to get this chest, which is the problem. Now, what you could do is they're so slow. You might be able to lead one away and see what happens. But I think in that chest is an ember that you want to get. So let's see what happens. Okay, so I've got both of them on me. So let me see if I can lead them both far enough away to... The little ones I think won't bother you unless you bother them. The big guys... Okay, let's see if that's enough space. They're really slow. Enchanted Ember, nice. Okay, it's not just that they're really slow. They also, you know, can take a while to kill, which is, again, it's fine. But I just don't want to deal with that. So now what we've got is another boss if we wanted to be so inclined. You know, they've been talking about Artorias. This is sort of its part of the tragic story. But we can also... Let's follow these plants a little bit, because in the area with the apparitions we were fighting, I don't think we cleared quite all of it, because we hugged the left... We hugged the left wall of the cliffs, but we didn't go along the right, and I think we can sort of end around it here, but there's this sort of mini-boss here. It's sort of a bizarre one. And it's these sort of like Alice in Wonderland cats of sorts. So again, like everything, they hit very hard. There's 2 of them. If you kill them, you're good. They only come back once. But the trick is, for me at least, it's keeping them occupied enough, because then they take off and it's another 8 minutes of, hey, you know, come on back here. You gotta be careful because this is not how I usually fight them. Usually I just use the tree as a... All right, one down. Oh, there's the other one. Hopefully it's only 2. Nope, there's 3. Crap. I wonder... What do firebombs do? I have some. Yeah, if it was just... So, I thought there were only 2 total. Nope. I mean, it wasn't nothing. Fantastic. It's gonna go badly. There's a lot of different ways to deal with this. You can crossbow, but yeah, basically you can use the trees to... But they're really irritating because it's... Oh. They're too fast, I think, to run by them. That's the one trick. What else do I got going on here that I could use? Got a crossbow, right? Throw some standard bolts in there. At least get lock on and... No, that's... God, that's awful. Okay. I wonder... If I gotta risk just to do enough damage to put him down. Where is that? There we go. Yep. Let's see how we do. Probably a mistake, but... Not bad. Oop. If I can get it down to 1, that's... Oh, it's not bad. But I am running... well, you can use humanity to heal. Nope. Oh, goodness. Apologies for making you sit through this. This is tedious, embarrassing. I don't know, maybe other people have ideas of how to get past this? I assume pyromancy would probably be okay, given how the firebombs worked. One down, alright. Oh, there's the other. See if I can get to the side like I was doing. Nice, alright. I know what you're thinking, like you're doing alright, but if I can't block, I'm really nervous that I'm gonna get wrecked. And that might be my own sort of... As long as you keep using a shield as a crutch, you're never going to get away from it. So it's sort of a double-edged sword, I guess. So just be careful. Maybe it's more of a thing in the DLC. The DLC sort of takes place in a very similar area to this. And there's like some cracks and stuff you got to be careful of. So this is a way to get down to... I don't know if you remember, there was a Hydra. This is a way to get back to that area. I think. I think you can even see... There you go, you can see it. I don't know if there's a reason to go this way otherwise, besides trying to connect one area to another once you beat the Hydra. So I definitely don't want to go there yet. And I think we could actually, with this halberd, I think the Black Knight halberd, we could take on that Hydra. It's a tricky-ish fight, just because, again, you're going to fight the camera half as much as you're going to fight the Hydra itself. Now let me see. Okay. So we're coming up to like that. We could do. Oh right, no, I was sort of clearing back along the other edge of the. These guys might be what do me in, because it's going to be a lot of them, and I'm stuck. And basically there's just some stuff you want to pick up. But I'm running around with 10 grand in souls. And that's not good. Cornering myself on a cliff edge. I think the Eastern Helm. Some people... Nope, I'm going to die here. Yeah, the Eastern Helm... Eastern set, I think some people really like as a medium set. I think the Halberd does better against these guys than the bleeding Uchigatana. We can actually... It's going to be slow, though. I was going to say we can actually wield the Zweihander, I think, one-handed. But... Okay, so let's see. So basically where we were coming from is along this edge. So let's see if we can do this without triggering any of the ghosts. Sort of, it's a big loop. Oh, crap. This isn't great either. Alright, so where did I die? Now, is there anything else here in the woods I need to get? So I sort of spotted this light up ahead, so I'm going to go toward it and see if that's guiding me towards something. So I've got the Ember, I got the Eastern set. I've gotten most of the things. I didn't get the bow. This is turning into like some kind of insane comedy here. As I get chased by the entire forest of enemies. Okay, so let's do a boss run, see how it goes. It's one of the saddest, again, like these games are heartbreaking. This is a boss that you, I think, are required to do, and it's awful, and you'll see why in a minute. So the whole time they've been talking about Artorias, right? And it's the focus of the DLC that takes place in the same area. And Artorias himself, I think he is a tragic figure. And where we are in this game is sort of the site of his burial spot. So maybe that's what I think what the Cheshire Cat Covenant leader is trying to warn us off about. It's like, I know you're trying to get to his thing, but just turn around and go away. It's not worth it. I'm wondering if I should have kindled that bonfire to be 10. So we get to his... Let's see what the messages say. Imminent sorrow, yeah. So you get to sort of his shrine here. Now, this boss fight's not necessarily tough, but I struggle with it. So you get to his grave site, and you're looking to pick up a hornet ring, but there's something else. But when you do, his very loyal companion is not happy with you. He picks up his master's sword. And he's just protecting... he's just protecting, you know, his master's shrine. You know, it's not a bad thing. So with this fight, it helps to stay above him, but then he'll sometimes do like a leap and just sort of stomp on you. You gotta be careful, like the mouthing, like he can swing twice sometimes. So I often get tripped up. See, that just blew right through my shield. So it helps to stay under him, but the problem is then you're dealing with the camera. The one that goes through twice is tricky because the first one you can block, but it takes all your stamina, so that the second one sort of gets through. Ooh, there you go, see? Tried to roll through it, being clever, and I failed. Oof. I don't know what that chip damage is when he jumps away from you. Just not doing any damage to him. Too early. Okay. So part of the issue is that I have not upgraded any weapons. So, I mean, that's partly on me, right? I'm trying to save it all for when I can use the Black Knight halberd. Let's let's give it a try at least, right? I don't think I have to fight anything to get there, so it's just a matter of... So now what I could do, I mean, I wouldn't do it on camera, is like I could just grind these guys. And, I could get enough souls to get those last 4 or 5 levels or whatever, but I think it's going to be like about 30,000 souls to get that last level. So let's see if I can dodge and stay under him enough, blocking just with the halberd, and hope that I can out-damage him before he burns through my 5 Estus and kills me. I'm going to have to be a little bit more on point with rolling through those sweeping sword attacks. Let's see how it goes. I missed. Oh, crap. Yeah, anytime I have to spend a long time fighting, it's going to go badly because I'm going to make mistakes. Can't, but oof. Nope. That went better. And maybe I'll learn, because I don't usually fight it that way, so. But it went a little better than I thought. Let me give it another try. So I don't know if this is the right sequence to do this stuff in. Probably doesn't really matter, but I'd be curious to know what, like, a traditional pathway through this game is. I imagine, since they talk up the two bells so much, that Blighttown might be the better place for me to go right now. Especially now that I've got the Rusted Iron Ring. But yeah, nobody feels good about beating Sif as a boss. Maybe that's what, well, I was going to say I'll lose. What I could do is I guess I could run in there, grab my souls, and Homeward Bone out. Because I think I have like 10 grand. I don't know what I have. Maybe that's inflating it. Okay. Oof. Again, see, part of the problem is you're dealing with the camera as much as the fight. Ooh. No. Okay. Oof. Can I get a drink off? Pulling him away from the wall a little bit just so I can see better. Nope. Oh! That was my fault. I could tell as soon as he started swinging. I was trying to go in. I don't know what I was actually trying to do. Okay, so those souls are gone. So what I think I might do is I might head down to Blight Town and come back and get this later. Yeah, because I lost those souls, so that's fine. Although I did better than I thought on that run, I gotta say. Not that I did amazing, but oh, don't fall off the. Not that I did amazing, but I was getting hit more than I expected to, or more than I wanted to. I expected to get hit a lot more, I should say. But yeah, we're gonna make our way back over to the blacksmith. Now I think, do I have a Twinkling Titanite? I have a couple. That should be enough to get me the first 2 upgrades to the Black Knight Halberd, I think. I think you end up needing 10 total to get it from +1 to +5. You can only take certain weapons up to +5, and this is one of them. But I don't know if I've got... Let's see if this is enough to... That'll help. All right. So divine weapons, it's nice. Divine weapons help with one specific boss, and that's the original first undead Nito. Not necessarily so much for Nito, but his add-ons just keep coming and keep coming. But if you hit him with a divine weapon, I believe, you can keep him down for good. All right, so that's a good start. Let's, because I bet we... So that takes care of that.
Neither of us want to.
So now there's the proper way and the improper way to get down to Blight Town. I think I'm going to go the sequence break shortcut. Just because it's a faster way to get down to what you need to do down there. But it's worth going through, and I'll probably explore all of it at some point. But what I tend to do on my runs is I go the wrong way. Where am I trying to go? Yeah. I go down the shortcut, do everything I'm going to do, then sometimes I'll go up the other way. I guess we could also do the thing past that goat demon. All right. So again, you start to learn the ropes, how everything connects. We want to go underneath Firelink Shrine, down near... You know what, I'm going to grab this bonfire, just in case I screw up. I don't think I can level... No, not even close. Okay. Need to sort of head down, obviously, as you remember, near the New Londo ruins. That's a... You know, as much as I don't like dealing with... I don't like dealing with its first phase. Once you get it to where it goes, I don't mind it so much. It's a good place for farming certain material. And also, the sort of story and visuals are also, again, keyword nightmare, heartbreaking. You know what? I think, let me give, I've picked up a couple of embers. I think one of them goes to this guy. So let me just do that real quick while I'm here.
Hey, hang on. Is that a sorcery ember? I've never seen one like this. Not even back in Vinheim. What a brilliant flame. Please, friend, let me have that. I am begging you. I am a craftsman of Vinheim.
Y'all still here? Y'all still here?
All right, let me I gotta take care of one thing. I'm gonna sort of fade out and fade back, and I'll pick this back up, and I'll yeah, when I can get back to it.
Oh, a weapon to them. Come back soon. Smithing, don't let them.
Okay, apologies. Let's see. So yeah, I was heading up to. I probably should have gave Sif another try, but I got really close. But what I feel like would happen is that I would just sit there, banging my head against it. Like I'd probably get that close the next time, and then the third time I would do something stupid, and then. All right. Yeah, you know, if I could just get good at this game, I'd probably roll through this. Okay, so let's what do we got for rings? I know I'm using Hovel's ring, but I wonder if I can fast roll with this. Nope. Because the question is, how naked do I need to get? The answer is potentially all the way, baby. Here we go, back to the loincloth. Okay, no, I still can't. Alright, well, Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go the other way. So what I like to do here is basically speed run down to the bonfire. Is just make sweet love to this camera. If you keep moving, usually you're okay. I mean, I guess that's sort of like Souls 101. Nope. Okay. Usually if you keep moving, you're okay. Then I come to a complete standstill trying to figure out where I am. This wheel going back up is also, for me, one of the dumber, harder things to do in the game. For some reason, I have a tendency to, at the top, miss the timing of getting off the stupid wheel. So yes, what I do is I beeline the bonfire over here. We'll heal this back up. Can we get a... No, not quite. Do we have any souls? Wrong one. There we go. That could be it. That looks... Oh, alright. And then some. Nice. You know, actually, what you want to do is you want to... What I want to do is... I'm going to reverse hollowing, and then I'm going to kindle. And part of the reason why I'm reverse hollowing is because there's a summoning that can happen, but I believe that before you do the summoning, you have to do an invasion. So I'm gonna... It's probably really dumb of me to do it the way I'm doing it, but I'll give it a shot. First, come back here. I think there's some kind of like a Titanite kind of thing going on, or... Oh, Dragon Scale. Alright. Upgrade material you need for certain kinds of weapons that I probably won't use, but that's okay. So you can sort of tell when you're getting invaded, I think. By watching the bonfire. Not sure why it's not happening. Oh, there we go. So this is an NPC bonfire, and my understanding is that there is some version. There's often a version of this invasion in these games, like a woman who invades you with a meat cleaver. I'm actually liking this this overhead chop with the halberd, because it's good for killing those bugs. Sometimes when I have like a slashing, like the Uchigatana, sometimes they're a bit too high. So let's get this going. So close. Did I upgrade my Black Knight halberd? Yes. Okay. Looking for some moss, which I thought I had some. Cures poison. That's what I want to do. Sorry. There's actually a lot of stuff. Like, I actually don't mind. So the original release of Dark Souls, Blighttown, was a mess. Frame rates were in the toilet. It was a real hassle to play, so I tended to try and get through it as fast as possible. Now that they've sort of stabilized that, once you get the Rusted Iron Ring. Did I just run past the entrance? I think I did. Once you get the Rusted Iron Ring, it's really not so bad. It's actually kind of nice to explore. And then it also connects you to sort of like an optional area. I'm not going to do it now because getting out of it would be a pain in the butt, but I love Ash Lake. Not that there's a ton to do down there, but I really, really like Ash Lake. Okay, so So I assume you have to do the invasion in order to get Maneater Mildred to come help you here. As far as video game spiders go, I always thought like the armored spider from Demon Souls was pretty good. That's the main attack you gotta watch out for. I think there's a way to stun lock her or something. I've never been able to do it. But I feel like with an overhead weapon, you can hit her instead of the spider body. Again, it's something I used to watch speedrunners do. I'm sort of fascinated by speedrunners, but obviously what they do is pretty impressive. But also, I feel like even if you're not going to speedrun, you can learn like little tips and tricks. I think that's the pattern to explode, where she sort of leans down like that. But it's hard to see if you're like off to the side trying to stay out of the path of those kinds of attacks. There we go. Not too bad. Say goodbye to Mildred, and now we are off to... Oh, look at that, 20. We are off to ring the second bell. I sort of like how they do this. They sort of tell you where you are. They sort of give you little geographical insert shots to... They don't ever explicitly... They keep it a little more cinematic. And so, of course, ringing both bells of awakening, I guess, awakens those giants to open up the path through Sen's Fortress. Now, I don't quite know the lore behind what those bells signify. And I don't know why it would allow the path to open Sen's Fortress.
Oh dear, what have we here? Are you a new servant? But you have no eggs. No matter. Go along and have audience with our fair lady. I pray that you will mind your manners.
So this here is where, one of the starting items you can get is like an old witch ring. And I think this is where it comes in. First, let me rest at bonfire, level up. And now I'm going to start doing... Yeah, let's see, so I got the leveling up. I'm going to do now endurance for my equipment load, but if you talk to her with the old witch ring, you get dialogue. Now, you can join this covenant to get more pyromancy and also to... offer humanity. I think if you offer 30 humanity in total, you get all the benefits. And also you unlock a secret passage, so to speak. That I don't know if it's actually worth it, but... So we've got 20 there, and I think everybody thinks the secret passage is right here. It is not. It might make sense for it to be there. And the secret passage, it lets you continue an NPC quest, mostly the Sunbro. So that's good. But it, I don't know if it's worth it otherwise. So you come down here, and this area is sort of a mixed bag. I'll light this bonfire. I like the idea of it. I think in some ways it looks cool. You can see there's a barrier there. I don't know. Can I do that now? First and foremost, let me see if I can. Still fast roll, still attack. All right. I know that at some point here, they physically block your progress until you hit a certain point in the game. But maybe they let you take this guy. Now this guy, there are tricks to beating him. I've never gotten it to work. There's a way you can sort of get him to fall to his death by doing something down here. I never get it to work, so I sort of do it the boring way. I don't know if I rested at that bonfire, but... So you come over here, and you've got this creature. And you'll sort of see, again, like, because placement's not random. It's not hostile, so I don't know if there's anything you can do at the moment. But he's sort of guarding this body. And I think the lore is that's his sister. Or something like that. I don't know if he's like watching over, just constantly in mourning. So now that it's triggered, I can give it a proper shot, I guess. I guess what I should also do is rest at this bonfire. Did it show its name of Ceaseless Discharge? It's a good name. Let me see. We just picked up an armor set. Let me see how much of it we can wear, because I think it's pretty good against fire. Without being too, without being too heavy. I don't know how much of it we can actually wear, but now we're slow rolling a little. Let's start peeling back the layers. There we go. All right. So it ends up being a pretty good armor set. You know, if you're doing the Fashion Souls, and you know, it's got some cool looks. It's not my favorite in that regard, but it is extremely useful, especially down here. So yeah, you can see sort of down there, that's where we're going to end up going eventually. And it's cool looking, but it's in the part of the game where you kind of wish it was over. All right, let's see how this goes. So now he's onto it. So there's a way to get him to like lunge attack at you and fall off a cliff right there. And then if you do, he just sort of one-shots and dies. I don't know how to do that. And it's probably not that hard. Like, I've watched YouTube videos on how to do it. I've just never gotten it to work. So what I do is I come around here to this little enclave. And you wait. I always keep my guard up because he can clip through the wall. You just gotta bait him into an attack. And if you can, so yeah, clip through the wall there. That I did not expect to clip through a wall. Basically, you're trying to get him to like stick his arm out so you can hit it. I think I'm missing something here. I don't know why I'm not. There we go. But I missed. Alright. I was hoping to do a little more damage than that, I gotta say. Yeah, if you can figure out the instant kill way, I definitely recommend doing it. So it looks like I just gotta bait him into an attack. When he makes his groan, then I start rolling away to not get hit. I guess if you keep him over here, he won't do that explosion attack that wrecked me the one time. Fear that I'm not gonna... Did that do it? There we go. So the Ceaseless Discharge is down. It's a great name for a boss. It sounds like an infected boil. And so you can see he was actually the source of all the lava. So I'm going to go back and get my souls. I think I want to get some, like, endurance and, you know, at some point you want to jack up. If I'm going to stick with this weapon, probably strength is the most important. Get that up to 40, but I think here I'll get endurance up for a little while for my equipment load, and maybe that's also my stamina bar. That can be helpful, I guess. But so this is Ceaseless Discharge. I don't mind. I like the lore in a sense of, you know, him sort of watching over. Again, like I believe it was his sister who was one of the Witches of Izalith. The Witches of Izalith were all into the pyromancy, the fire magic, but my understanding is in the lore that they screwed up and lost control of it and sort of blew themselves up. And I think maybe that ceaseless discharge was part of the fallout of that. Got turned into whatever that creature was, and emitted the lava that blocked this place. And now you can, I don't know if this is the right way, you can keep going at some point, but what'll happen is you'll hit a no, you don't get it from up here. You can now proceed down there, but this is where you start to go like, oh, okay, and I'll show you why in a sec. And it sort of becomes indicative of a lot of the areas that you get to post Anor Londo. Yeah, I guess some of these things attack you. I shouldn't be doing the too far because I got 21,000 souls, but you can sort of see a lot of Control-C, Control-V going on. I think these are like Taurus demons like that were at the top of, what was it? Undeadburg. We fought it on the bridge, but then they just throw like 7 of them around, and it's not really with much thought. Over there is one of the goat demons that we fought in that confined space. And I guess that's not so bad, but it's blocking a path. That would get also blocked by so as you can see now, with this Black Halberd, we can take this thing down to 2 instead of chipping away at it. So yeah, if you keep going, you end up hitting sort of like a magical force field. So you can't really keep going. There are certain things you can grab, but you have to be able to walk on lava to get a few of them. I honestly don't know if they're worth it. And you eventually get an item that lets you do that a little bit. Like that one I think we could get to, but I don't know if it's worth dealing with all those monsters right now. So let's head back up. But that's not the worst copy-paste job. It gets worse when you get deeper into the Demon Ruins. And then it culminates with one of the most irritating bosses in the game. And I think most people who are fans of Dark Souls do not enjoy the Lost Ruins of Izalith, or the Demon Ruins, or whatever. If you get attacked by these guys, I don't know if it's a grab attack, they do something to you. Where they can actually like sort of infect you with their egg sacs. And then that can be a whole process. Is it them? Somebody can infect you with egg sacs and then you end up like with a dragon head that can breathe fire. And at one point in the game, I don't know if they ever patched it out, you could use that like for an infinite souls glitch. I'm gonna switch back just for the fashion souls. Let's see if I've gotten enough to put on a shirt. Not quite. Darn, he said with false disappointment. But yeah, there used to be videos online of, and again, I don't know if this was ever patched out. You had to do some weird keyboard combination of like activating the dragon breath coming out of your head while you spun around and did something else. It's like these, and then if you could do it, you basically, I think, as you blew the fire out of your head, you were also gaining souls somehow. There's some weird... I can do that here, right? So, this game... Oops, wrong way. I obviously, I love this game, right? I think we need 10 more humanity to... Did I pick any up? I think we've done 20 humanity, so this will be 20. You know what? that's 21. I think we need to do 9 more. And what I try and do, like, so that's, early on I was like, oh, there's 4 humanity I lost. That was why, because I tend to try and hoard as many as possible to open up that secret passage as quickly as possible. So then I can just not worry about it anymore. And again, like, I don't even know if it's worth it. But I do it anyway, just to do it. Someone else rang the bell. I wonder, can we, if we take off this ring, can we put on the rusted iron ring and still fast roll? No. Can't tell if I'm fast rolling or if it's just because it's a hill. There we go. So now that we got the rusted ring, we could just sort of do like a, well, you know what I should do? I should go back to this bonfire so I don't have to do that run again. Being poisoned is not a huge deal. But there's a lot of good stuff to pick up here, and I thought there was an NPC somewhere. I've never quite understood how to get her. It's let me rest here just so I can activate this bonfire. She's a pyromancy teacher. And maybe you gotta, there's another pyromancy teacher you have to unlock, so maybe you gotta do him first, and then it triggers her. But I think it's a tricky one to keep, to get going. I've only done it like once or twice. But again, because you got the rusted iron ring, you just run around here real quick. Without the ring, this is just a total slog. There you go. I think I said this during my Demon Souls run. Poison Mist is how I first beat the end boss, because I was so bad I couldn't do it in melee. And I got so sick of losing levels that finally I was like, screw this. And I started like looking around, okay, how do I do this? So I ended up grinding levels to be able to cast. Oops, this might go badly. I think this is like a great club, so it's a good weapon if you're looking like to... If you don't have a Black Knight halberd and you're looking to two-hand something that'll smash through things, a great club will definitely get the job done. I think there's some like green Titanite shards down here. I don't know if I'll end up needing those. The only thing I really need, if I'm going to just stick with the Black Knight's halberd, is Twinkling Titanite. I think you ended up needing like 20 or 30. And you... I think the upgrades not the upgrades, the actual paying for the upgrades are like 10 grand in souls. And then the Twinkling Titanite you can either farm in certain places or you can purchase. And I think purchasing it's going to run you like 80,000 souls or something like that. So now 80,000 souls sounds like a lot, but since you can purchase them in Anor Londo, if you can get lucky enough to like co-op the bosses there, you'll get those souls in no time. Like 2 co-ops would get you the souls you need, I think. Yeah, let's see what else we got over here. All right. Oh, I wasn't poisoned yet? Oh, okay. Ooh, alright. The server. I wonder if that's the sword that Matilda was using? Again, could be kind of a big FU kind of sword, if that's what you're looking for. One of the nice touches in Elden Ring is they sort of point you... I mean, they have to. It's such a big open world, but they sort of point you to where you gotta go. I think my souls are just right back here. He says as he fails to do the basic evasions. You know, okay, so I got 4,500 souls. I've got a ring of sacrifice. You know what I might do? Not that 4,500 souls is the end-all be-all, but let me try something out here. There we go. Again, chains going backwards even though it's hard to tell. Nice. Gotta double up the search for hidden doors. Then you get here to the Great Hollow. Now, the Great Hollow is a little bit of an irritating exercise. But I think pretty close to the top is a ring that's really good. But there's a lot of creatures in here that can curse you, and curse is really annoying. Curse is the one effect in this game that reduces your hit points. The way being... Oh, crap. Is that where I wanted to go? I think you want to fall into this hole, but you got to do it on that side. So how do I get there? If you can fall into that hole, that's what you're looking to do. Can I get there from here? And if you can get this ring, it's like a stamina generation ring. So that's worth getting, but the rest of the Great Hollow There's a lot of good items to pick up if you can figure out the... It might even be like a Titanite slab somewhere around here. But those creatures there can curse you, and if you get cursed, then it becomes like the biggest hassle in the world. It reduces your max HP, but then on top of it, like I think it's stacked. So if you get cursed a second time trying to make like a corpse run, it reduces it further and further and further until you could potentially be left with not much. What I'm going to do, instead of dealing with that, I'm just going to fall. Use the Ring of Sacrifice. Keep the souls. And I'll come back at a later time. Now, the reason I want to come back at a later time, because again, that's how you get to Ash Lake. There's some nice things about Ash Lake. I love the atmosphere of Ash Lake. Like, might be one of my favorite areas in the game, even though there's not much to it. Again, somewhere over there, next to one of those pillars, is Pyromancer at some point. But I'm not going to worry about it now. Instead, what you can do is you can start making your way up. Gotta be careful, I'm getting... Okay, so what I can do now is I can switch back to Hovel's Ring, put on some pants. I think I can wear gloves, and let's get a shield going. Things I'm going to deal with are either toxic or fire, so let's get fire. Make sure I can still fast roll. I think so, okay. And this is the other way for... Oh crap, I'm gonna get toxic. Now the nice thing about these toxic guys is once you take them out, they're gone. But now you gotta deal with toxic. I don't know if I have anything that stops. The Wanderer's set is the armor. One time I was looking for armor that would be like sort of my go-to armor in the game. It's that. It's the Wanderer. So what I should do now is, because I'm going to die, I should make my way back so that when I do die from the toxicity, it's not quite so far a run. Because toxicity, I don't have the right purple moss, and it lasts so long that it I can't outlast it with only 10. There we go. All right. Now, the reason why you want to do the other... There's probably some stuff I did, because I thought there was a green Titanite shard that I didn't get, so there's probably more in this swamp I didn't pick up. There's a really good dex weapon if you don't get the Uchigatana. We got the Wanderer's armor, which I thought I read somewhere that it's sort of like one of the best all-around armor sets once you upgrade it. Like, it's pretty good at a little bit of everything. And for some reason I thought it was on the other side of this area. So you can... So I thought I could make a quick run for it, but it's on this side of the swamp. Getting the Dex, is like the Iato or something like that, is very tricky. Now the problem with this area is I get turned around very easily. Is there a lot? No. Coming this way is actually, I mean, you know, if you come this way, it's through the sewers or whatever, that after you beat the goat head demon, you get a key. It's kind of a cool, you know, it's kind of a cool level. Again, the problem with it is that it just ran like ass when it first came out. Another toxic guy. Now this one I think is just a loading screen of sorts. It's not a... Oh. All right. So now you're getting like the second take on the World 5 in Demon Souls, right? Now you gotta be careful. Some of these guys don't seem too tough, but they can do a grab attack and jump on your head or something like that. This thing will one-shot you, first of all. And you can get behind him, though. That's the real trick. Anyway, we don't need to really go up there because we don't need the Dex weapon. You know, there's probably some materials we could grab that would be of use, but, you know, who cares? So let's, we can always come back, and we will come back at some point. Maybe we can come back through the other way. But for now, one of the nice touches, you know, in Demon Souls, there was a wheel that takes you up to the final boss that you can see powered by people. Here you can, there's a dog, I think, that moves the wheel. I thought there was a way to see it. So this part's easy, but getting off of this I often screw up. And part of why I screwed up is because I'm so nervous about screwing it up. There we go. It's very easy to, if you miss it, you're done, I believe. And if you, in my panic, I roll in the wrong spot, you roll off the edge. You know, there's a Firekeeper soul there, which I should get. Nope, that's not going to help. But okay, once you get him, he's gone. But there's another guy across the way. Crap. So what's kind of worth doing is making a run where you just, since I'm already toxic, just focus on clearing out the blowgun guys. Then you do a run to get the Firekeeper Soul, which will get our Estus Flasks up to +2. Because if you can... Whoops. They're not actually that tough to kill. It's just the toxicity. I wasn't paying attention. Alright, I guess I probably didn't need to rest at the bonfire, but okay. Let's go this way. Yeah, so I wasn't paying attention to my health as I was going down the ladder. I needed to top off a couple of times before I kept going, and I just blew it. All right, so let's get back up there. But again, you know, I don't know. That's how I usually clear it. I do a couple of like, you know, YOLO runs to. I don't care about dying, just to clear out the blowgun guys. The dogs below are pretty tough. There we go. Oh, there's the dog. You can see it right there. That's a painful existence to contemplate. Again, this is not, you know, these are not things I discovered on my own. There's... If I were interested in these games, there are so many cool YouTube videos out there, like VaatiVidya's videos on the lore, the NPC quests, why they're so heartbreaking, all the cool Easter eggs. It's just really... Alright, now we got Toxic. I'm not sure how to get this guy. Let's get a crossbow going. Can I get him to fall? Oh, again, I wasn't paying attention. I don't know a good way to get over there. Maybe we just have to ignore him. If it weren't for the Firekeeper Soul, I'd probably ignore... So it's interesting, you know, there's a... Well, we'll get there in a minute. There's like a deceased Firekeeper, you know, behind bars, sort of like there is up at Firelink Shrine. And... But I don't recall there being like a, you know, a burnt out bonfire. So I was just trying to figure out, like, okay, we gotta make sure we get past. Okay. Oh, crap. All right. That's okay. Is there a second one that I missed? So yeah, here's the Firekeeper soul. So, you know, it's sort of the same setup, but maybe there was a bonfire here at one point. Okay, so now the further I can make my way back, the easier this next run will be, because I think that's it. We've done it. There's probably a ton of stuff I'm missing all over the place, but the things that I mostly need, I've gotten. And now I'll spend the rest of the time trying to figure out, oh, there's the ladder. So this is, you know, this is the end of the road, right? I'm not going to outlast the toxicity. So I'm going to just sort of let it. Because this is where I have to go eventually anyway. So hopefully I don't screw up getting off that elevator. What's that? Is that the rusted iron ring was used to shackle the guilty? That's interesting. The old 360 loading times, you would have had plenty of time to read that item lore. Man, I remember Demon Souls on the PlayStation 3. I must have said this during the Demon Souls PS5 remake run that I did, but... Oh man, dying was such a punishment because first you'd lose your progress and or your souls and or whatever. But then you'd have like a 45-second loading screen or something. You know, I don't think I talked about, you know, so you get the... I was mentioning the old witch ring. So you could talk to the second Spider-Woman in the cave. And if you could hear what she has to say, it's heartbreaking. If you don't pick up the ring, it's worth, you know, doing a YouTube search. But basically, she's sort of helpless and needs to be cared for. She might be blind. And her sister was her caretaker. She was the one who provided for her. Of course, her sister's the one you kill as the boss fight. So what happens is the sister was still alive and mobile and functional and would go out there and collect humanity to help her sister. That's why you need the, humanity to advance the Covenant. That's what her sister would do. Her sister, as a sort of a hunter, would go after things, get their humanity. Oops. And, what I want to do is I want to roll past them, but I'm stuck. Oh well. So not to place a value judgment on that, but so that was sort of the story. So now you've killed her sister, and she now is going to be without the person who provided for her. I don't know. You can sort of infer what will happen to her when you stop giving her humanity. I don't know if she goes hollow, if she becomes full spider, or if that's, being half and half is just her state of being, but it's not going hollow. I don't know what happens to her, but basically it was just, one sister trying to take care of her other sister that can't take care of herself. And you kill the one that can help. And, it's a really, again, there's a reason why VaatiVidya calls it Prepare to Cry, because everything is like that in this game. Which, kind of makes, I don't know if it makes sense, but this is, the thing that I always find interesting about Souls games is that, the storylines often, maybe not so much Elden Ring, I don't know about Bloodborne, but for me, like Demon Souls, Dark Souls 1, kind of 2, 3, the idea of you're choosing to reset cycles or let the cycles burn out. The stories often involve the idea of, or the settings involve the idea of, the time and place is coming to an end. Dark Souls 3's DLC literally is that on, on its most literal level. And so there's a melancholy that can't be helped with that kind of storyline, right? All right. So, you have these tales of the one spider helping her sister, but let's be honest, the whole world's going hollow anyway. How much humanity would there be left for her to collect either way? Which is not maybe to excuse what we do, but it's, it's just that sort of idea, maybe for a lot of the things going on here, the time has just come. And which is sort of like the running theme of, when you get to the choice at the end. That's, sort of in a nutshell, one of the options. So we got the Firekeeper's Soul, so let's bump up our S's to +2. So it's kind of dumb. There's a lot of little things we actually missed along the way here. He's going to talk now because we rang both bells.
Did you ring the second bell? That is incredible, I must say. But now we have a new problem. It's noisy, it snores, and its breath is lethal. This is no laughing matter, I tell you. Damn, that's stench. And I was really beginning to like it here. Maybe it's time I do something about it.
So you're getting a little hint that something's starting to go off here with him.
Maybe.
All right. So the thing he's talking about is this creature here. So earlier when I heard some snoring, I knew that creature ends up there, but he wasn't there yet. So I was a little thrown by that. Let's head up the elevator. Ah, that fucking guy. Let's go clear out, because I don't know what... Most of it we probably can ignore, but I don't know if there's like a couple of key items or literally a key or something like that that we need to collect from the areas that we skipped. So the trick is that the next place I want to tackle is Sen's Fortress, which is one of the best areas in the game. Again, you get the Black Knight Halberd, a lot of things start becoming trivial. Those armored boars are tough. But there is a trick to them. If we, this is where I want to go. This is... If we didn't sprint through and try and sequence break, you come through this way. But we're going to go backwards. Oop. It's probably just like some okay, mystery key. That's worth getting. That might have been what I was thinking of. Might be something that, you know, again, having the master key negates needing, but... Oh. It's not a boss, but I'm trying to... I thought there was more... let's see. Because now we're just on the other side of the church, so it's not like... But I thought there was a way... I thought there was more to all that. Let's see. Well, there's definitely more to it, but I didn't think that was the entirety of the interior. Yeah, so what I want to do is I think I'm going to, at some point pretty soon, I'll wrap this session up, put it all together. And tackle Sen's Fortress next time. Sen's Fortress, it's sort of... Sen's Fortress into Anor Londo Painted World, for me, is sort of the peak of the game. Can I... So what you can do here is you can pick up these items. An alluring skull, and I'll show you. I don't know how well it works, but we'll give it a shot. We don't need this. And equip. Let's do an alluring skull. So what you got to do is this sort of attracts enemies, and the best place to throw it is right there to attract the boar into the fire. But you got to make sure you don't fall off the ledge. I think I've got one more, so hopefully that does the trick. Now you'll face some of those later on where you don't have that easy way out, but for this one, if you can get past it, you don't have to fight it. There's other places you can like lead it into fire. You can get it to chase you into this one. Yeah, maybe that's the whole thing. Maybe that's the whole underground area. Just mopping up a little bit. There's another Black Knight we can deal with. That's where we come up from the rats, I think. So where the first guy gave you the Black Knight halberd, so you can just wreck these guys now. This guy can give you the Black Knight sword, which is pretty good, but it's not a Black Knight halberd. Still no way to open this gate. Let's see. Trying to think of stuff we might have missed in these basic areas. Nope. There we go. Trying to think. I mean, we haven't dealt with the Drake. And if I could bait him to come down, well, 10,000 souls is a lot. But now that I've got this halberd, I've got enough a weapon that'll deal some decent damage. Let's get a level going at least. I was doing endurance, right? My equipment load has to be... Can I take this ring off? Because I feel like the Black Knight halberd can't be that heavy to have an equipment load of like 90 something. And still be fat rolling. I mean, well, maybe that's the... because I'm still fat rolling. Equipment load 17 out of 66. Yeah, I mean, I guess that's over, so. All right. Swap to the Wanderer's outfit. Okay. Fast roll, good. All right. See if we can deal with this Drake. See if we can get him to bait him to come down. So the problem is I don't know was weird. Okay, let me, short bow. Arrows, maybe? Nope, I don't got any. All right. Don't have any. Oh, wait. Crap. I can't fat. My fear is I just equipped something that's going to make it so I fat roll. Okay, so I don't have my bearings. All right, where is he? Got the Drake sword, which I don't need anymore. So now I could just run past him. If I run past him, then he flies away. But I feel like we can, if I could just figure out what I'm doing. And so again, like I was saying, I don't know what baits him down. I don't know what made him drop down that time. Am I fat rolling? No, I'm not. Okay, so I can keep the crossbow equipped for now. So the Drake sword has like its power attack, I think, sends out like a shockwave, so it can do a little bit of range. But in doing so, it damages the sword. And it does like a solid like couple hundred points of damage. I don't know if it actually scales with anything, so it's just like a good overall sword to get you started. Oops. And it can carry you through until there's another weapon the game gives you, a lightning spear, so you can take one to the next, and you don't need to worry about too many other weapons. Can you aim a crossbow? So this is my fear. I have no idea what triggered him. What I thought it was sort of making your way down a little bit. It gets him to hop down and come after you, but and I think you can do it with a bow and arrow. Like if you can get some shots off. Smart play would be to put on the fire resistant everything and see what happens. So I'm going to fat roll here, I think. But I wonder how much. So you can resist. Claymore, there you go. Yeah, I'm still not coming down. All right. Not sure. I'll have to look that up or something. I'll figure something out. So yeah, why don't we call it here? And next time I'll make a run through Sen's Fortress. Part of why I do the things that I'm doing is one, I'm hitting the most fun areas, and it's going to be bad because I'm basically saving all my vegetables for later in a way. Two, you want to get through Anor Londo because then it lets you start jumping around the map a lot easier. And there's a third thing. You can start grinding to get, my halberd maxed out. But yeah, the next one should be a really fun section, at least for me. And then we'll hopefully be over leveled. That was the third thing I was going to say. I said a lot in my Elden Ring run over on Trainwreck. The beauty of the game is that it gives you so many ways to over level so that you can just wreck shop. It's a little bit trickier in this game, but I feel like I've been doing some over leveling at the moment, and getting that Black Knight halberd really makes a big difference in the early game. So again, thanks. This is Black Lodge Trivia Night. You can follow us on X, Blue Sky at Black Lodge RPG. You can follow us at Mastodon, I think, at Black Lodge Trivia Night. Thank you for checking out our YouTube channel. Our main thing is doing actual plays of RPGs. When this recording goes up, we probably would have just dropped our second English Eerie playthrough. Matt and I took another run through that. You can get audio versions of all of our stuff. Just search for Black Lodge Trivia Night wherever you get your podcasts. And thanks again. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.